Funding Fishing Rods, a short story on capacity building for nonprofits. A lot of nonprofit organizations rely on grants to keep their programs operating. Usually a grant funds a specific project and has a time limit. A grant is temporary in most cases, while the project might be vital and the need for it might always be there. At Quantum Foundation, our grants are designed to fund specific healthcare projects in our county, and we've worked with well over 100 agencies, but we always stress that sustainability needs to be considered from the outset. Most of our grants run for 3 years. After that, even a project that's working well will need to secure alternate funding sources.
We get funding from a variety of sources, and of course foundations are a linchpin. When we come up with a new service or recognizing a new need that isn't being met in the community, we go to a foundation and say, is this of value, and is it something that your foundation would want to support? A lot of times that ends up to be a very positive long-term relationship, but it can't go on forever. So what we have to do as an organization is see, once we've proven that this is a needed service, how do we make it sustainable?
A part of grant making always needs to be assisting grantees with thinking of ways to fund their great projects. We refer to this as grantee capacity building. That is, building up the internal skills and capabilities of a nonprofit so they have the capability or capacity to keep their own projects running efficiently. This year, Quantum Foundation and Allegheny Franciscan Ministries partnered up in Palm Beach County to offer an opportunity to 4 very different nonprofit organizations. As 2 different grant makers serving the same community, we partnered up to fund a unique organization to work one-on-one with these 4 nonprofits. No Margin, No Mission is an organization based in Chicago that specializes in helping nonprofits think differently about how they're going to fund their work. Most nonprofits have a clear mission and they know how they're doing and delivering well on that, but they also need to build margin or funding to keep those missions energized and operating.
No Margin, No Mission is a very unique organization. We are a social enterprise, and we are a consulting practice that focuses on earned income for nonprofits. Our goal is working with nonprofits to help them diversify their revenue. And in so doing, we help them typically develop a business plan around a specific earned income opportunity.
We did a training in Palm Beach about 4 months ago, which was sponsored by the Quantum Foundation and Allegheny Franciscan Ministries. There was about 90 people at that training, 50 organizations were there. And then out of that, we worked with 4 specific nonprofits and helped them with business planning.
Recently, the 4 nonprofits selected to participate met to share their experiences with others in the community.
Grants certainly help kick off a project or an initiative, but there's always a strong focus on sustainability of an organization and of a project. And that's where the capacity that we learned through No Margin, No Mission and the skill set will really be able to build on that work and help sustain projects that are kicked off with initial grant funding.
We had been talking as an agency about how we could make our services available to other nonprofits, but had never had the focus and been able to look at the entire need and how we would go about developing a business plan. So the No Margins, No Mission helped us do that, and we became very focused on it.
It's been an interesting journey for us, a very pleasant journey for us. We have learned a tremendous amount, and we are really, really appreciative of the capacity that's been built in our organization as a result of going through this process. So thank you very much.
At the feedback session, each group shared what they'd found most useful about the exercise.
We talked about it being a win-win-win, and it's really essentially, it's a win for the clients that we serve. It's also a win for the community at large, and it's a win for the Health Council of Southeast Florida. So very often, we hear win-win, but again, we thought it was a win-win-win.
It actually will help in the long run to build their capacity. If we invest in this piece of supporting their capacity. I would say 3-4 years out, if they actually implement it the right way, the way that it was developed, that actually is going to help us from a funding perspective, because they may not be coming back to us for a project that they have money to support the bottom line with.
It's really about that old adage, give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Give him a fishing rod and teach him how to fish, and he eats for a lifetime. No Margin, No Mission and other capacity building enterprises are the fishing rods we give our grantees. They provide the tools grantees need to help think like businesses and ensure their great projects can grow and continue to deliver value to the community. In this way, grant-making organizations like Quantum Foundation and Allegheny Franciscan Ministries are breaking the grant reliance cycle and helping nonprofits become successful and financially independent.
Grantees are really the experts. We try to bring some knowledge to the table, but they're the ones who are on the front lines. They know the community, they know their needs, and they know the solutions more than anything. We try to help bring some expertise, some support beyond just the finances. But the money is important, of course, because you can't run a program without money. But we really try to offer more than that. And that may be connections to other organizations doing similar work. It may be connections to other funders. But it really is a relationship, and we always try to talk about grant making not just being a transaction, but being an interaction that goes beyond handing them a check and walking away.
A community where nonprofits are strong and funders are committed to identifying bold, fresh, cutting-edge ideas is a community where opportunity and help will be available to all those who need it. We're working to make Palm Beach County that kind of community, a place where people can enjoy their lives, a strong and healthy place to call home.